Hello, my name is Ethan. We'll just go by Ethan Anonymous for the sake of my YouTube channel. The reason I'm recording this, and just so you all know, I don't do videos. I'm not a blogger. I'm not, I don't do selfies of myself at the gym. I try to be as humble as I can. Some might argue about that, but anyway, the nature of this video today is that it is May 5th, 2024, and today I have 2 years sober from alcohol and drugs. And it was a very difficult, hard thing to accomplish. I struggled with alcoholism for 5 years. I've been through 8 medical detoxes. I've had 3 seizures. I've lived out on the streets. I've lived in the back of a Blazer. I've been to 5 rehabs, 5 outpatients. Now I work in behavioral health. I work at a crisis unit. But I get friends of mine, my girlfriend especially, she always tells me, hey, you need to start a podcast. You need to do your own show. You have a lot to say, blah, blah, blah. And other people say, oh, you're an intellectual, you're smart, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I'm all that smart. And a lot of times when I talk, I think I'm just talking from the heart and I'm talking from logic. I think that I tend to be a very logical, pragmatic, diplomatic person, and I see things for how they really are. I don't just watch one source of news. I watch every single news channel that I possibly can, and then I come to my own conclusions. And I think one of the problems with society is that we talk too much about problems and not solutions, and that's going to be the main premise of my show, is focusing on solutions to problems rather than just dwelling on problems. So I'll hear somebody say, okay, this, that, the other, and I say, okay, well, what's the solution? Give me a fucking solution. And they don't. That's where we're failing. Now, anyway, with that aside, I'm going to talk a little bit about sobriety on this episode. I'm not going to get too much into what it was like and all that. I'll do that another day. But one of the problems with recovery, with sobriety that I have seen is that there's, and I'm not trying to trash talk the 12 steps, but there's an outdated approach. You know, the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous and everything else. It was written many, 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 many years ago, almost a century ago. And they look at addiction and alcoholism as a spiritual condition, a spiritual malady. And I don't believe that it always is. I think for some people it very well could be. But I believe that it is a biopsychosocial issue. And that's how we need to treat it. And I don't believe that sobriety is one size fits all, that you just go to detox and then all of a sudden you're fine. You go to a 30-day rehab and all of a sudden you're fine. And a lot of people think that that's it and that that's all you need. And that's just not the case. That is so not true. There's usually a lot more going on with it, and addiction doesn't happen overnight. It's usually a series of events and long time use before it becomes an issue. And I want to apologize. I'm a little congested. I'm getting over an ear infection, sinus infection, so I might sound a little bit funny. But anyway, one thing I found with my struggles is that some people go to rehab, they do their 60 days, they do their 90 days, their 30 days, whatever, and then they're just released into society. And I think there needs to be more focus on how to make this person much more productive and able to take care of themselves when they get out. Rehab needs to be 6 months to a year long, I think, and that while you're maybe the first 3 months is just all sobriety, get well. But then after that, three more months, 6 months more, it needs to be focused on getting you on your feet. Because if you're a middle-aged man and you've burned all your bridges in your industry, or maybe you don't have a skill set and you're feeling good in this protective little sugar-coated candy world of rehab, and then you're released, and then you realize, oh shit, I'm fucked. It's not going to take you very long to resort back to old behaviors because that's all you know. So I think that we as society need to somehow, I don't know if it's going to be at a federal level, a state level, but we need to invest more time into rehabs and more into, like I said, getting people on their feet, getting them marketable in the workforce, and getting them feeling good about themselves. um, One topic I'm going to talk about next week, I'm going to do this show every week now. One thing I'm going to talk about is the pink cloud and the post-acute withdrawal syndrome, because that was a massive issue for me in getting sober. Was you have the pink cloud, and then you have the year to year and a half long post-acute withdrawal syndrome, and that's where I kept messing up. But for now, um, just want to say I'm grateful that I have these 2 years sobriety, and I'm not sure where this show or this podcast or whatever, I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm not sure if anybody's going to want to hear what I have to say. That's been one of my biggest arguments about even saying anything, is I'm not going to say anything that hasn't already been said. Nobody wants to hear what the hell I have to say. I'm a middle-aged man. Nobody cares. Maybe somebody does. Maybe I am going to say that right thing that somebody needs to hear. Maybe I'm going to say it differently. I don't know. But anyway, recovery is possible. And let's, as a society, start focusing more on solutions instead of problems. All right, with that, I'm going to shut the hell up.